Hello, so good morning once again. I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday. Actually, we came all the way from Brussels. I was really delighted to be here, not only because of the whole trip, but because of the personal achievement. We've all been extremely lucky in our lives to actually have parents who support us emotionally, financially, and morally, first of all. And today, all of us are here to support an organization that essentially is a parent for many kids who have not been so lucky as we have. Let me introduce you to my team. First of all, so it's Monica, Hamani, Alexander, and myself, I'm Monica. And we're going to be here today to explain you and show you that solution that we have developed for LAYC to better tackle its challenges it's facing in a non-for-profit world. So first of all, as we were going through the case, we have actually identified there are three crucial areas that we need to look at. Namely, the volunteers or their engagement, the revenue that we are having for the funding of our mission, and the support, or in other words, our financial independence from the government grant. So let me first deep dive into the volunteer factor. In fact, we believe that people are crucial for every organization. For non-profit, I think it's about 3 times the case. In fact, we have identified that there are several issues that prevent us from greatly and deeply engaging our volunteers and getting the best out of them. 3 of those issues are actually lack of time, no contact with the volunteers once they apply, and just simply lack of opportunities and lack of skills in volunteers themselves. We've also identified that just giving the volunteers a sense of impact they can provide can increase their engagement with our organization by 24%. For this reason, we have developed a set of 4 tailored strategies to increase the volunteer engagement and better streamline the management process. Now Alex is going to better walk you through each of those tailored strategies and provide you a better overview.
So we want to improve the hiring process thanks to criteria matrix that will improve the match between the volunteers, the program, and the children we're going to have. Second, we want to enhance the community feeling by organizing a workshop every month. We will invite professionals in order for them to share the experience with the children and the volunteers. Third, we want to enhance the impact recognition. By that we mean that we want to show to the volunteers how big the impact they have on the children. For example, by sending personalized newsletters. And last but not least, we want to increase passion among children and volunteers by using this self-management program innovative tool that will push the children to teach other children their passion. So now Monica is going to explain you the revenue structure.
So to reduce the reliance on the government grants, LAYC should use Subaru, that is a free app that turns shopping receipts into donations. But how does it work? The first step is shop for any product at any store, and then take a picture of the receipt, and immediately you'll receive case donation. How does Subaru get the money? Well, it's all about selling data. They gather information, they gather information about the shoppings in market research reports that are sold to big companies that are who provides this donation to the beneficiary. In this case, the beneficiary is LAYC, and it's an easy way and safe way to raise money. Its benefits in Subaru, a beneficiary earns per average $25 per year. So taking into account that LAYC has 180 employees and it's serving 4,000 individuals, they could fundraise $304,000 per year. So now Lenka is going to go deeper in the third pillar that is support.
Yes, thank you, Monica. For me, that has been a very interesting idea on how to increase social funding independently from the government. However, how about developing something ours? We know that LAYC, over the course of the years, has developed pretty extensive knowledge in terms of UID, and particularly identifying the salsa or the competitive advantage of organizations, non-for-profit. So what value can we provide to those organizations by giving them training or network certification? Why should they choose LAYC over other probably really available training programs? Well, we know, first of all, that our training is absolutely long. So you get more hours of training, which is very hands-on and personalized. LAYC itself is actually working with you in order to provide you particularly tailored, growth-oriented design strategies by identifying your salsa. In fact, when we have a close look at the market of the local NGOs in DC area, we see that it's not that big yet. However, it shows a tendency to grow, and a vast number of the nonprofit organizations currently do not have any personal training system in place. And a very big number, in fact, 25% of those NGOs are willing to change the way they currently allocate the money in different staff departments or budgets. So now, Amandine, what price would we actually charge for those trainings? So we would actually place ourselves quite in this matrix. As you can see, a price not that expensive, but still higher than the mean, and with a certain level of customization. So let's look at the price. How did we define the price? Well, we adopted a top-down approach by first looking at the willingness to pay of the non-profit organization. But of course, we won't ask them all their money, right? It's unfair. So we're going to give them some surplus. Then we looked at the price that the competition charges for this kind of services. It was actually 15,000. And first step would be to look at the difference between the price applied by profit and non-profit companies. With this, we came up with the price of $12,900 for the whole package. So 42 hours of training for 5 people, allowing you to develop your competitive advantage, as you say, your own salsa. So with this, actually by starting in June 2016, LAYC could raise more than $100,000, allowing them to reduce their dependency on grants by 4%. But how are they going to do this? Well, we have a 4-step strategy. First, define the price. Well, we've done it. Second, promote it. I know that LAYC is really good at this. We've seen it with donations. They promote well on Facebook. They use their webpage. They're really good. So we're sure that this is going to work. Third, it will be providing your training in-house. Why? Because then you have full control on the learning experience. You can provide the tools, the supplies, everything, the experience, so that people can actually identify the salsa by themselves better afterwards. And finally, of course, provide a great framework. It's really important for this certification to work is that your framework is applicable for any nonprofit to help them identify what's their competitive advantage and to actually work on this experience. That's the way they're going to actually be more demand and more clients here. So I will let now Lenka conclude this presentation. Thank you, Amandine. Well, we hope that we have provided a quick overview of all those 4 fields and those 3 strategies that we're planning to implement for you. In fact, we believe that those 3 key issues could help us overall decrease the independence of government grants by roughly 40%. We believe that it already is a number large enough to consider getting more independent in terms of exploring the non-profit world and trying out a non-traditional revenue streams such as the shopper route. Well, I hope that it was interesting for you, and should you have any questions on the particular implementation or any details of the 3 mentioned strategies, please go on. Thank you for your attention.
When you were talking about revamping the volunteer program, you had mentioned the ESBZ school in Berlin I saw on the side there. So could you explain what exactly they did that you're looking to replicate?
In fact, it's an innovative way of educate children. It's helping the children to find the way, to find the passion in life, what they like, and to teach other children the passion. And this will enhance the improvement of the children because because they will be more responsible, because they will be responsible of the children, and yeah, and it is really successful in Berlin.
So they sort of like they're mentoring other.
Yes, exactly.
Kids?
Exactly.
What age group is that? What age group? How old are they?
In the program, it went from 6 to 18. It was in school. It was a pilot project, and they started it 4 years ago, and it is really successful.
So I applaud you for sort of investigating Shopperoo. Is that what that's called? I've never heard of it before. I think it's an interesting concept. I have just a question. Do you think that there would be any issues within the community of selling the data to larger companies or with self-volunteering with it?
It's not a problem of data because it's not personal data, it's only behavior, shopping behaviors for a market research, not, and it can be useful in global because at the end it's behavior of shopping, what the different segments of people, what is willing to buy, at what price, and that's market research, it's not personal information.
On the same note, the Shopperoo app, is that on like a smartphone, Android, all that, all
Yeah.
those devices?
Yeah.
And we're pitching to kind of low-income families, right? So is it possible that those kind of, I guess, are you pitching it to the volunteers or the actual people in
It's for both.
for both?
For the employees and the government. We assume that, well, for the children. And we assume that not everybody has a smartphone or whatever to take a picture and use the app, but more or less it's the approach of the degree of the extent of the Shopperoo and the money the Shopperoo can provide. And maybe we can use also programs or just having a smartphone for the use of that people that doesn't have one, but it's just to improve, like provide resources to use this useful app.
So we're going to use the fact that not all children and teenagers have smartphones. However, we've seen that on the market, no smartphone that's quite, I would say cheap. That's what everyone has an iPhone, but pretty much everyone has a phone that can take a picture. And even though they cannot send a receipt to the CD, it's normal. I mean, not everyone has access to the internet everywhere, but just as soon as they come home, they can make a picture. It's pretty much the same thing. And yes, you can set it really well. It could be for people of the person, not only the children and the youth that they help, but also the volunteers, the employees, so we can engage as many people as possible and try to have them engage other people. So it would be the exchange of donation for the NYC program.
And the 4,000 users in family, you have to more people. Is that anything kind of, is that just kind of like an assumption that you're making?
Yeah, it's an assumption that the most part of the individuals in the NYC are children, so we assume that they have two parents. Maybe they don't have two, but they have cousins or they have close friends. So on average, it's two people to engage closely.
And I guess the Shopperoo membership earns $1,000 per year. Is that max? Is that minimum? Is that rate? Is it flat rate?
Average.
Average, okay.
Yeah.
So you're working with, where did you get that?
From the webpage.
From the webpage?
Yeah.
From Shopperoo?
Actually, because I don't like to know where shopping statistics. Yes, we run this program with schools, which are also part of the program in families, and that have to be the number of funds that are given to fundraisers with children and their families.
So they've been doing this with
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
okay,
The shop donation, is it in correlation to the receipts that are pictured and sent in, or is it a fixed rate based on how many receipts?
Yeah, well, exactly, you have a negative fee for each recipient submit.
Okay.
So if it's in fact, like, it's not what receipts that are submitted per organization.
So
Applies
whether
to an
it's a
organization.
very large shopping center or a small one, the
Yes.
amount is the same for the staff.
Yes.
Okay.
I know, you go to the slide with the NGO markets for the BYD. It's kind of the trajectory over a couple of years. I know you said Center for Charitable Statistics. Exactly where, like, how are you getting the number of nonprofits? How are you getting that trajectory over the amount of years?
The amount of volunteer organization.
The amount of nonprofits you see, like, how
We
are you
just-
getting that market share?
We calculate it by because we had the number from last year, and we just like calculate the growth, and we just assume that the growth is going to continue like that, and
Okay.
calculate the number of the year.
And maybe regarding your question, or maybe regarding the number on the maps?
Oh, no, I was looking at the chart, because that
Okay, then
seems
it's back there.
a little aggressive on my end.
Yeah, I agree. So you calculated based on the percentage growth from last year to this year.
Exactly.
Did you look back historically at all to know how?
Yes, we have data available for each year, so we have looked at the monthly growth from since 2014,
Okay.
and that was actually the rate on average that we have applied for the projected growth up till 2017.
Okay.
How are you going to differentiate your services? So you want to offer these services to another nonprofit and you're charging $12,000 a year, or $12,000 for certification. So how are you differentiating yourself? It seems like the DC nonprofit market is pretty crowded. So what's your pitch? How do you apply your services?
Okay, so I think our main advantage, the way we differentiate ourselves, is really the ability to give a framework that's suited for any nonprofit. Because otherwise you have these people that are finding their own salsa, and then overcoming these people who are finding a framework, I don't know, on the internet, with these consulting companies, and they're actually being able to go to a general framework to their own salsa. So we believe that with their knowledge, they're actually able to find a framework that would be usable by any nonprofit to find in the same time their own salsa. So we really think that this is the key for them to differentiate themselves. It's taking into account the different needs of each nonprofit, the different vision they have, the different mission they have. So really providing a framework that helps them defining their competitive advantage. We think that so far on the market, other companies are only providing general framework. It would be like a bit like going on the internet and say, okay, for BYD, this. It's not even really tailored to any company. And plus, you do those workshops with anyone. It could be people from I don't know, any nonprofit that could be serve different goals than you. Here, in our workshops, you're people from your company, so you're able to engage and really work together to be even more productive in finding your own salsa, your own recipe to develop your company.
How are you going to advertise that? How where?
Well, at first we believe that there's also thing Libre, right? Because it's really into the company, so we should really tap on this word, tap on the recipe thing, and promote it with internet, Facebook page. It's really working now. And we've seen by a question asked to the LYC company, they really try everything to communicate. So I think they already have the pillars for communication. They just need to develop a good communication campaign for the certificate. And by developing all the characteristics and the advantages of the certificate, they will be able, I think, to engage people. And it's already done. They already have people coming in and asking for help for their own topic.
Okay, we're going to move on to
So just to conclude, basically why we believe that the salsa identification has a potential. As we've been going through the research, we have actually realized that not only our organization is struggling with the clear mission and vision adoption among staff, but so do many other nonprofits. And they also consider their mission and vision as crucial in order to fund their business partners. You know that the business market is pretty saturated, so those non-for-profits essentially compete for all those government grants based on what their missions and what their actual objectives are. So therefore believe that by specifically stating and crafting those competitive advantages for the non-profits, they can actually gain and benefit from that in terms of fundraising for their organization. In terms of our company, which is the first pillar, we believe that the volunteering program we are trying to implement, which we currently don't have, will enable us with our own volunteer and staff engagement and user retention and actually donations from those. I hope that was
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you for
Yeah, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time.
wonderful job.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.